My name is Matt. I'm 29 years old, a freelance graphic designer living in London. About a year ago, I needed a roommate to help balance expenses when I moved. I saw an ad that read, "Looking for someone tidy, disciplined, and focused on work. If that's you, let's talk." When I went to the interview, I met Jack. He made a fantastic impression. Sociable, helpful, and passionate about his work. We weren't in the same field, but he said he loved the world of design. What more could I ask for? At first, everything was perfect. We split rent, divided the bills, and helped with chores. Some evenings we'd eat dinner together. Other times we'd sit in silence on our laptops. He was never disruptive. Basically, the perfect roommate. Especially for a guy like me who liked his space. And not till things started to get strange. Over the months, small but irritating things started happening. Jack would always use the bathroom but never leave a towel behind. After washing dishes, he'd carelessly touch the counters with a dirty sponge. At first, I chalked it up to forgetfulness. Then, one morning, I woke up to a shocking discovery. One of my most recent saved projects was missing from my computer. When I checked the backup, it was corrupted too. My chest tightened. I wanted to confront Jack, but I had no evidence. My work is my lifeline. Losing it could end my career, so I decided to stay quiet and just watch more closely. Every morning after that, I checked my laptop before leaving the house. When I saw that no files were touched, I breathed easier. But one day, I came home and noticed my notebook on the desk. There were notes inside, about my own projects. Only, it wasn't my handwriting. At the bottom, it read, "How much longer do you think you can keep hiding?" My blood ran cold. That's when I made up my mind. I was going to uncover what Jack was doing, no matter how. I bought a small USB camera and audio recorder and hid them discreetly in the living room. At the same time, I started password protecting my project folders. For a whole week, there was silence. Nothing from the camera, nothing from the recorder. Just when I was starting to lose hope, I heard the sound of rustling, and then writing. The next morning, I watched the footage. Jack had opened my laptop and copied one of my projects. Then he closed it and quickly walked to the kitchen. In the next clip, he was seen writing in my notebook. Matt tried to sell this file before anyone could see it. Opportunists need to be crushed. Maybe this'll scare him. I was beyond furious. Not only was he accusing me of theft, he was trying to humiliate me. But the real bombshell came the next night. Jack left a thick, leather-bound journal on the table. When he wasn't looking, I snapped some photos of the pages. They were full of plans, notes, and details on how he had been sabotaging me, step by step. Week 1, gained Matt's trust. Week 3, inserted USB to corrupt backups. Week 6, started profiting from stolen files. Week 8, have enough material to get him fired and stuck. Soon. Time for the final move. I'll wrap this up. Each night I read a bit more of the journal. Reading it all at once would have broken me. That's when I noticed certain dates. One in particular stood out. The same morning I had a big job interview. Jack had made me an extra cup of coffee. He smiled and said, "You don't need luck, man. You've got this." But in his journal he wrote, "Put a few drops of lavender oil in his cup. Calms the nerves, but also makes people drowsy." Let's see how his interview goes. Maybe I'll have the place to myself soon. He had drugged me. He wanted me to fail, and he did it with a smile. I almost had a breakdown, but I held it in. Everything was clear now. Jack wasn't a friend. He was the enemy, and it was time for payback. But my revenge wouldn't be impulsive. It would be calculated, planned, strategic. Step 1, digitize the journal. I scanned every single page. This wasn't just protection, it was ammunition. Step 2. Create my own set of rules. I wanted to destroy him, but I would do it legally, with proof. The next morning, as he made an omelet, I smiled. "Did you stay up late last night?" I asked. "Nah," he shrugged. "Just a few emails. You seemed a little off yesterday. Everything good?" I smiled again. "Actually, I feel much better now, because I was ready for war. Now, I had undeniable proof Jack had sabotaged me. The journal alone was damning, but I knew anger wouldn't win this fight. Precision would. First, I checked the rest of our shared tech. Then, I accessed Jack's computer. After living together so long, guessing his password was easy, his birth year and his childhood dog's name, predictable. Sure enough, he had a digital archive of his own. In one of his private notes, he wrote, "Matt will never figure this out. He thinks he's smarter, but I'm breaking him from the inside. People care more about mistakes than success. I create his mistakes, and they all believe me." Now it was official. This guy had been systematically destroying my life. With his journal, his confessions, and my recordings, I had enough to bury him. Through a friend, I contacted a cybersecurity expert. I shared all my evidence and asked, "How do we bring him down, legally?" He said, "This isn't just sabotage. This is psychological abuse. And with everything you've collected, you've got a solid case. We could even go public." But first, I wanted to humiliate him within his own circle. Target 1, our shared group of friends. During our weekly poker night, everyone was laughing and joking as usual. Jack was his usual charismatic self, but I had hidden a Bluetooth speaker under the table, and I played a clip of his voice. I sabotaged him because I should have been in his place. Everyone praises Matt's success, while I fade into the background. But no one knows I'm the reason behind his failures. And that's enough for me. The room fell silent. Jack's face went pale. "This is fake. Edited," he shouted. But no one believed him. The voice was clear, the tone was unmistakable. It was him. Step 2. I anonymously emailed our boss. Attached were written and audio proofs of Jack's schemes. A week later, Jack was fired. Our poker group cut him off. Friends started reaching out to me, apologizing. But I stayed quiet, because in this war, the one who shouts doesn't win, the one who plans does. After getting fired, Jack became a different man. No more fake smiles, no more smug confidence. He stayed locked inside for days. His social media went silent. Friends stopped checking in, but for me, it was only the beginning. He once tried to take my place. Now he was falling to rock bottom. But I had bigger plans. I wanted him to destroy his fake reputation with his own words. I reached out to his ex-girlfriend. Jack had lied to her years ago, crushed her heart, and sabotaged her career. I read her parts of his journal. "Ashley still thinks I care. I just used her to distract Matt. She was useful, until she wasn't." Ashley broke down in tears. Then she said, "He's ruined so many people. He doesn't just need to be stopped, he needs to be exposed." We teamed up. We found others Jack had manipulated. Each person had a story. We compiled their statements into one digital file. Then we leaked it to one of the city's most read local papers. Modern Serpent, The Double Life of Jack S. The article went viral in days. Jack's family, his friends, old co-workers, they all read it. His life? A tangled web of lies. And the best part? I hadn't said a single word. His downfall came from his own voice, his own words. He tried to destroy me from the inside, so I erased him from the outside. One night, someone knocked on my door. It was Jack. He looked frail, broken, like a shadow of himself. "Matt, please, stop. My life is ruined. Everyone left me. You won. Please, just end this." I looked him in the eyes. No hate, no sympathy, just the truth. "This wasn't my war, Jack. You started it." And I shut the door. The chapter was closed, but I was no longer the same man. Jack's betrayal didn't just hurt me, it sharpened me, made me stronger, smarter, strategic. And I learned one undeniable truth: the greatest revenge is a quiet victory. After that night, I never saw Jack again. His social media accounts vanished. Our mutual friends stayed silent, and from the way his light stayed off that final night, I knew he was gone. He left behind a few personal items and some fake certificates taped to the wall. As for me, I sat in my room, thinking about everything he'd done. He sabotaged my relationships, undermined my career, and most of all, he underestimated me. He thought I was naive, weak, easy to use. He couldn't have been more wrong. Months passed. I got a new job. I started rebuilding my career. I moved to a new apartment, smaller, quieter, but peaceful. I cut out the toxic people. And most importantly, I learned to trust again, not blindly, but carefully. One day, I received a letter. It was from Jack. Just one handwritten page. "Matt, losing a friend like you was the same day I lost my life. I betrayed you. I'll carry that forever. I hope someday you only meet people you'll never need to forgive." I folded the letter and put it away. No reply, no second read, because I had finally decided the past would no longer control me.